Hi guys, thank you guys so much for coming back to my YouTube channel. My name is Marian Cosby. For the returning subscribers, you are the realest. Thank you so much for coming back to watch my next video. And for those who don't yet know who I am, as I said, my name is Marian Cosby and I do a couple of videos, travel, cooking, expert immigration, and we are still new here, so I would really appreciate it if you can take your time right now to just subscribe. And you can also go and watch the first video to actually know. The caption says this video is going to be some 5 cheap schools in Europe that I found. Now, the way that the word cheap and affordable is relative, but comparing this to some of the other schools, especially in UK, Canada, Australia, those countries, I think this is way more affordable than the others. So now guys, first of all, I need to say this: the information that I provide in this video will be based on my experience and my in-depth search. Okay, I am not working for any immigration office and I don't also have partnerships with any of the schools. This is basically done from research, so thank you so much. So guys, first things first, I'm just going to be listing the schools, and as the caption says, we are going to be focusing on the points, okay, and a few requirements, but I'll be leaving the link in the description box so that you can go and see the in-depth requirement and relate this to yourself, considering that they are different. But those little, like those specific requirements, I'll mention some of them, but most of the video will be based on the price. Okay, so first country I'll be talking about is the beautiful country of Switzerland. Now, this country is on a lot of travel people's bucket list as one of their countries that they need to go. The Alps of Switzerland, the whole mountain view, it's very beautiful and it's very interesting. So I'll be talking about 2 schools in Switzerland, and that'll be the University of Geneva and the University of Zurich. I'm going to start with the University of Zurich. And first of all, this university is really quite affordable, and for a semester you pay about 750 euros. It's actually in Swiss francs, about 730, but let's say 750 euros. And for like the year, which is 2 semesters, you pay about 1,380. It really sounds good, considering that imagine coming to Europe and paying 1,300 for a country like Switzerland, where after some time you'll be able to work and actually earn a lot more than that in order to pay your fee. So it's really one of those beautiful places, and those are some of the advantages of Switzerland, as well as the standard of living. They have good salaries, although that can also be a problem with the expenses of the country, but you'll be able to survive. And it also depends on the lifestyle. I mean, lifestyle is really important, cutting throughout all the schools I will be mentioning. The way you live will actually determine how you can manage the resources that you have. School, you focus on paying your fees, and then after that you can focus on bagging the bags. So I'll be going out to talk about the University of Geneva. Now, this one, most of the programs are 500 Swiss francs per semester, which is about 513 euros per semester, which means if a master's has 4 semesters, it's about 2,000 something for the University of Geneva. And this is still interesting because considering that Geneva has the headquarters of the biggest people we all know, it's like WHO, UN, Red Cross, a lot, which means that the job market is open, although tough of course, but it's open, it's possible, and you stand a greater chance at being in Geneva compared to those who are not in there. So after school, during school, you can do internships, actually have fields that cut across everyone. Okay, so it's important that you have a look at the country you're going to, check everything. And now the next is the beautiful country of Austria. I'll be talking about the University of Vienna, which is actually called Universität Wien. I'll be putting the link in the description box so that you can check more in depth. Now, for the University of Wien, you're going to be paying about 800 euros per semester, which is the same cutting across all if you're doing a master's of 2 years. So it's about 3,200 for 2 years, which is still very affordable, and the standard of living of the country and the minimum wage is high, which means that if you do get a job, it's actually kind of possible for you to pay your fees and live your life comfortable and finish your school and find the next step based on what you want, of course. That's it for Austria. Some of the advantages are the number of years that you get your residency. I know that, but I don't want to go in depth into those parts because I really want to focus this video more on the cost so that you can do your research and we can do further videos on things like PR and all those things. But for now, we'll be talking mainly about the cost, okay? So the next university on my list is the University of Bonn, and this is in Germany. Now, one thing about Germany is that most of their public schools are free. Most of all their public schools are free. However, in this video, I chose this one because I've checked a couple of them and they are currently closed for the winter semester. So I decided to talk about the University of Bonn because interestingly, they're actually opening up in June for their winter semester. So it's important that you have a look at them and see exactly if you find a course, what exactly you have to do, get your requirements, start putting your documents together. And now the next university I'll be talking about actually be giving an in-depth of what the university is going to be like, what the requirements and all. But still, just coming back to that point for Germany. Now guys, there's something about the English language proficiency that will cut across all the universities. Having IELTS is an advantage for you, okay, not really for the school, because having IELTS, having TOEFL and all these English exams actually gives you like a possibility of having a lot of options. Like if I bring 10 schools here and 5 of them need IELTS and you don't have, you actually lose 5 schools. But if you cannot do your IELTS, because I mean you don't really need to, considering that there are other schools that will take you without the IELTS, you can all check all the requirements of these schools. And for the University of Luxembourg, they will accept, which is the next school, they are going to accept your English language proficiency from your university if it has been less than 5 years. For the University of Vienna, same. For Germany, same. And for Zurich and Geneva, the same. So they can accept, if it's eligible, they can accept your proof of English that you studied your bachelor's in English. And this video is actually going to be more, the fees I just mentioned are directed mostly towards the masters, okay? My dear bachelor's people, I will do videos for you, but you can also go to the requirements in the description box and go to see your specific fee. It should not be very different from this, but it's around that range, okay? You can check and see if you need to be working on something now. As I said, the University of Luxembourg was the next. Now, I really, personally, I love the country Luxembourg. It is one of the top 3 richest countries in Europe. Switzerland is among as well. And that means your salary as well is high. Now, for the University of Luxembourg, the tuition fees are 200 euros per semester. And with this tuition fee, it's about 4 semesters as well. So that's about 800 euros for a 2-year program in the, I think, second richest country in Europe. Imagine that. Now, you should understand that the standard of living of a country with high salaries is usually high, but that's why you get to work, so that you can actually adapt to that standard. And you're going to see, and I'll be providing those tips, okay, on how we can actually manage our finances in a country, okay? So please stay here to watch my future videos related to that. And guys, I do know that some of these embassies, especially Germany, some of the embassies, they are really tough. One thing I believe is when you pay less fee, you have more embassy stress. Most of these countries with that, but there's something I learned recently. Please check all the countries in Africa, especially for those Cameroon, Nigeria. Check all the countries in Africa that have embassies. Go to their website. I'll try to leave the countries on the screen that have a German embassy. Go to their website and take their emails and email them to find out if you can come for an appointment. I know there are people watching this video who are currently waiting for a German appointment for maybe the past 2 to 3 years. Guys, text those embassies. I know some people who did that and it worked for them. So please consider doing that as well, okay? Because why not? So guys, that's it for today. I'm going to also be leaving 2 sites that you can use to search for your master's programs or your bachelor's programs, and that will be findmasters.com, findbachelors.com, or bachelorsportal.com, mastersportal.com. I'll be leaving them in the description box as well as a bonus. You can just go there and check. You can filter your school, filter the country, filter the fee, filter the language. There are a lot of things you can filter. And one of the things I did not mention was most of the courses in these schools, like you have a lot of courses in these schools which are in English, okay? So it's really important that you go and have a look at them. Please check your requirements. I will be in the comment section, okay? If you need maybe guidance or you need to understand some of these things. And don't forget the importance of your course coordinators, who are usually on the page of the school even before you click on the apply button. Once you've selected your program, if you usually scroll down, you're going to notice that you have a course coordinator there, and you can actually email them. So there are a lot of ways that we can find out information before we spend an application fee or something, and so that we can have success in our applications, because I know how disheartening it can be when you apply for something and you don't get it. But I mean, it's a ladder we are climbing, and let's get up there, okay? So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for staying here. Thank you for subscribing. If you have not, please click on the subscription button down there. Have you click it now? Okay, so thank you so much. Please like the video, please share. There may be someone who is on your timeline who really needs to travel, and maybe one of these universities can help them. So see you in my next videos. Thank you so much.